Why do people fall out of love so easily? To understand this topic in detail, watch till the end and subscribe to the channel. Hope, Void Entanglement, which is also the name of the book written by me, which explores the topic, why our mind always tries to negate all the good things in life. And if you like these types of videos, do let me know in the comment section below. So let's get into the topic. To begin with, let me just put it out there that love is rather a vague concept. And let's not misinterpret it with bond. Love is contextual, so strictly in the present context, it first starts with infatuation over someone, where the mind perceives the person as attractive or pleasant or being pleasant. Over a period of interactions and conversations, the mind either perceives them as someone to meet frequently or just tries to avoid them as it takes too much effort. There the mind categorizes people unknowingly sometimes into those that it feels comfortable with and not challenging, those that it feels comfortable and challenging, and a few others. First two categories are important to us in this context, so let us limit our discussion to these two. Based on what kind of person you are, for example, if you are a secured kind of person, you will go for first type, and if you are adventurous kind of person, you will choose second type. Whatever the type of person you are, you will try to increase the conversations and quality of conversations. Eventually the mind might find all of this as a wishful interaction which it may like to continue, but there is also another side to this interaction, and that is the expectations part. The mind loves constant and control. As long as both are satisfied, it feels at home. So, when interactions stay at the surface level or superficial depths, it lives in its own expectations and fantasies about the other person, by making up a few stories or scenarios which are far from the reality. But when the interactions take a deeper dive and the livid fantasies of the idea of a person get challenged, the mind starts feeling discomfort and creates its own scenarios again and again to escape the reality. Eventually, the mind avoids the whole gamut of talks as it leads to it facing the reality, which seldom it likes, and thus the suffering. That is typically called as falling out of love. That is why many people start avoiding meeting or interacting with others they found interesting in first few interactions, but eventually found them inconsistent, for lack of clarity over their own thoughts. They also start blaming others without ever realizing their own fault, leading to these events. So in reality, the mind just fell in love with the idea of the person, and it just felt disconnected when it was made to face the reality. How to control this scenario from happening? The first step is to stop the dreaming and excessive thought process from happening and being in reality. It is difficult than said. The second step is to stop veiling the things about any person that the mind finds uncomfortable to tolerate or deal with, and allowing it to face the worst case scenario. It will give you tremendous clarity. And the third step is to be willfully in touch with the person rather than being in touch with the idea of the person. That way, both you and your mind stay grounded to the reality of the situation.